Now let's have a look at question 8 from the 2025 Junior Cycle Ordinary Level Maths exam. Okay, so in the first part of Q8, it says 8 numbers are given in the table below. Okay, so from the numbers in the table, write down, okay, an even number. So what we have, we need to find an even number. So as you see here, we have 1, 3, and 15 are odd numbers. So we can use any other numbers from the table, for example. So we can say here, very simple, we can say, maybe you can say 8, okay, which is an even number. Or we have another, should be 12, right? Or maybe 24, also is an even number. Or 30, which is also an even number. Or 60, right? And in the second part here, we need to find the lowest common multiple of 12 and 15. Okay, so as you know that to find the LCM of two numbers, we need to write down the multiple of the first number as a list, and also we need to write down the multiple of the second number as a list, and then we find the smallest common number from both lists. Okay, so for example, we can say here for 12, we can use the calculator as well. So the multiple of 12, we have 12 times 1, which is 12, 12 times 2, which is 24, 12 times 3, which is 36, and 12 times 4 should be 48, and also 12 times 5 should be 60. And we continue, okay? And also we write down a list, the multiple list of 15. So for 15, what we have 15 times 1, which is 15, then 15 times 2 gives me 30, and 15 times 3 gives me 45, and 15 times 4 gives me an answer of 60. So as we see here that this 60 here is the LCM number of the 12 and 15. So we can just say here the answer is very simple. We can say answer 60, right? In section B, it says the number 36 has 9 positive factors. Okay, 4 of these factors are given below. Fill in the remaining 5 factors of 36 in the boxes provided. So we have 9 factors of 36, and we know that 1, 2, 3, and 12 are factors of 36. So we need to fill in the other, the remaining factors of 36 here in the boxes provided. So if we just maybe we start with, for example, the number 4. So if we say 36 divided by 4 is 9, meaning that 4 is a factor of 36. So we have here, we can write down as number 4. And then we start also with number 5 is not a factor of 36, but number 6 is a factor of 36. Why? Because 36 divided by 6 is what is 6. So we can say here 6 is also another factor of 36, and we keep going the same way until we reach to number 9. Okay, so 9 is a factor of 36. Why? Because if we say like 36 divided by 9 equals 4. So this means that 9 is also another factor of 36, and we have here already we have number 12, and then if we keep going until we reach maybe number 18. So we know that 18 is a factor of 36, right? Because 36 divided by 18 is 2. Okay, 2 from here. Okay, and also the last factor of 36 is just basically the same number 36, okay, which represent like 36 divided by 36, that gives me number the value of 1. And also we can double check our answer by doing this very simple method. For example, we can multiply 1 times 36 is 36, and also 2 times 18 is 36, and also 3 times 12 gives me 36, and 4 times 9 also gives me 36, and 6 times 6 gives me 36. Okay, and in the third section, it says the first 3 patterns in a sequence are shown below. Each pattern is made of squares. Okay, so we have pattern 1, 2, and 3. And in the first part here, we need to draw pattern 4 in the sequence. Okay, so let's have a look. So if we assume that here is our original square, here is the original square, and we use it to draw the pattern 2. So here is the first pattern, right? So here is our first square, and what we have done here, we have added a square on each side and a square underneath, right? And if we check the pattern 3, what we have, we can see that here is our pattern 2, right? And what we have done again here, we have added a square on each side and a square underneath, one square underneath, okay, and pattern 3. So to draw the pattern 4, what we have to do is just to first draw pattern 3, and then we add a square on each side and one square underneath, and that gives me 7 squares across top, right? So here what we have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and here is the 7th square. And then we have 3 squares underneath, right? 3 squares underneath, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's the correct answer for the first part. And in the second part here, it says fill in the table to show the number of squares in each of the first 4 patterns. Okay, so we have a table that we need to fill in. So we have here in the first column, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 patterns. Okay, and we need to write down the number of squares for each pattern. Okay, so if we look at the first pattern, we have only 1 square, so we can say 1 here, right? And in the pattern 2, we have 4. We look at pattern 2, we have 4 squares, right? 4. And then in the third, it says like 7 squares. That's right. And if in the fourth pattern, we have 10 squares. Here we have 10 squares, 7 across top and 3 underneath. Okay, so we can write it down here, number 10. All right. Okay, so that's for the second part here. And in the third part, it says what kind of sequence it is made by the number of squares in each pattern. Give a reason for your answer. So we need to to take either linear, one option, either linear or nonlinear. So basically what we have here, we have linear sequence. Okay, why? Because it's as you see, if you see here in the table, each pattern, it goes up by 3 each time, right? So we started from 1 square, and then we added 3 squares, we got 4, and then we added another 3, we got 7, and then from 7 to 10 we have added 3 squares. Okay, so that's a linear. Okay, so we need just to take here, say linear, and the reason we can just write down, very simple, because it goes up right, by 3, right, each time. Very simple. Okay.